morning is the thing. Giants up, rising, begin. Who wins? No matter what we do, augurs and predictions will ensue. They always follow through. Is free will a lie or is it true? No matter what we do, augurs and predictions will ensue. They always follow through. Is free will a lie or is it true? Snack and I talk a while, but I cannot decide. Am I in control or simply taken for a ride? Is free will just an illusion? I do not know what should be done. The adventure continues.
You carry on travelling, and around 8 p.m, you arrive finally back on the long road. Well done, everybody. As your feet hit the well-worn road, you realise that it's been about 10 days that you've been travelling in the wild, and something about this civilization gives you some relief. None of you say it out loud, not wishing to jinx it, but you all have a sense of relief that no harm came to you and that there were no significant problems aside from the Quinch shenanigans whilst you're out there. You've heard of tales of various things in the wilderness, some of which you even saw signs of, and the fact nothing happened in those 10 days is a pleasant surprise. Xantharl's Keep is where you were heading,
Yep.
And I assume that nothing has changed.
Nope.
You've not suddenly going to surprise me with a sudden trip back down to Tribal or anything. You anticipate, looking at the map, that it's about half a day's ride away. What's the plan? What do you want to do? Do you want to? It's about 8. Like I say, it's about 8 p.m. You can ride a little bit and camp, or you can ride through the night if you want. Obviously, potentially risking some exhaustion. But what do you want to do now that you're back on the road?
What do you reckon, boys?
Probably worth camping, so we don't get exhausted.
What we reckon? It's like half a day's ride.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take. That's the thing, isn't it?
What time is it? Sorry.
Sorry. It could be somewhere from 11 to 14 hours.
Oh, and it's like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's what half a day is, right? 12 hours.
Yeah. Well, we can't. We're going to have to camp. So we're
if you're on,
we're halfway between Xantharl's Keep and Long Saddle. Then are we, based on the map?
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
It's a lot of giving and taking.
See, there is. See where it says Griffin's Nest?
Yeah.
You're basically where that G is,
Yeah.
just next to that G.
I know that there's nothing else marked on the map, but would there be any other settlements anywhere, within 2 or 3?
I mean, there could be. There's nothing of any significant note, but you wouldn't be surprised. You know what? This is the long road is obviously a very famous and famous road for trade and things like that.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be surprising if you found the occasional spot of a couple of houses or something like that.
Yeah.
But you're not expecting anything even of River Moot size, which was only 10 buildings or something like that. It's unlikely to be anything significant.
I think I'll point out to Greg as well, because Greg's the map reader, isn't he? That if we remember, Calling Horns is marked on this map, and Calling Horns was literally just a
B&B with about half a dozen.
Yeah, a coaching inn, a settlement around a coaching inn. So if there were anything else, it would probably be marked on the map. The long road is well travelled. I would suggest, looking at the map where we are, we're kind of equidistant between the Lurkwood and the Cerberan Hills. If we were to camp pretty much where we are, that gives us, a couple of miles away from both the hills and the wood. Rather than going north for a couple of hours and then camping, that we're skirting the Lurkwood then, and we know that barbarians and the such inhabit the Lurkwood.
Yeah.
What does everyone else think?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Sounds sensible.
I know, you'll be desperate to get off your horse and get those boots off, won't you, big boy?
Yeah.
No words.
I guess Sam's taking it so personally.
Okay, so
It's 2 years ago.
So you saying you're parking up right here, or are you going to move forward a little bit? Are you going to move on for another? Because it's about 8 o'clock now, so you could still do an hour or two.
I don't think
No,
we should.
we're in a good location at the moment.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine. Okay,
it's nice and open where we are, rather than being in the foothills or near the wood.
Okay, then. So you set up camp where you are earlier than usual, perhaps, but like you said, given everything else that you've got to contend with, it's not a bad idea. And actually, you could probably wake up fairly early and get cracking with that extra half day's life that you've got to get on with. You set up camp. Can I get a perception from all of you then, please?
Oh, 19.
No.
With modification or just
including the modification of +0.
A dirty 20.
Yeah, 11.
18.
14.
Okay, so I think Quinch was... What?
Quinch got 19. Dweezer got 20.
Oh, sorry. Dweezil then, sorry.
We almost saw it at the same time, though, I think. Really.
Yeah. You all settle down for the night and get through the night. Dweezil, you're just on edge the entire night because you've had 3 weird things going on with you at night. I think one of your first nights even, you heard big wings flapping in the sky and stuff like that. So you're just wired during your watch, and you're just looking around, just very nervously. But fortunately enough, you don't hear anything of any significant note. Where you are, obviously, this is the furthest you've been away from the hills and the Lurkwood for some time. So you can still hear a little bit of noise coming from that direction, but nowhere near anything that you would have been hearing the last 2 or 3 days in your travels. And thankfully, you get through the night uneventfully. Next morning, and you pack up. Anything you want to do before we set off?
Have a little play.
You want to have a little play?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Little go. At advantage?
At advantage, yes.
Oh, baby! Different dice, same result. 20.
Nice.
Same difference? Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's... You think you are... Yeah, it's really coming on. There's literally just a couple more bits to put in place, and you think you're there.
I'll another go then.
No. New day. Yeah, you can do.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, let's go.
This is the day. Sorry.
Oh, that was last night I did that. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Dweezil's decided that he wants to tell Greg about the visions, because Greg's been kind of haunted by strange visions, and he'll just kind of relay, not in any kind of detail, just the fact that it wasn't like I was seeing something or dreaming it. I was there. I was transported to a place. I was physically there, but there were things that made me question that, like people kind of looking through me, not seeing me, felt like they were, but then they didn't, and so on, and just relay to Greg and Mel, because I know that he has had a similar situation with visions and lucid dreams.
Is this the dreams you've been having, like where you're in the cathedral?
In the chapel,
chapel,
and then
sorry.
and then there was a tavern. How did they end, Nathan?
The very final one, you had a conversation between the elf and a couple of heavies. They left him. He went up to the room. You went to go in the room but couldn't.
They wanted him to give her up or something, wasn't it?
Then you chased the guys out of the tavern, and while you were there, a scream was heard. You went running back in. The door was open, and just as you got to the front to be able to see, you woke up.
Yeah.
So you didn't see anything.
No.
So, Louisa, my good sir, are you sure these dreams aren't lucid memories that are things that you might have forgotten? They seem a bit too on the nose to be just dreams.
I think this is some kind of projection, some kind of not playing our projection, but something that is taking me out of my body and putting my conscious somewhere else. That's what I think is happening, Greg Mel. What I would ask is that the next time we camp or we are staying anywhere, Quinch has asked me to do this for him in the past. Can we room together? And if we take watch, can we take watch together?
Well, that sounds like a splendid idea.
Just because
it
I think
like
not
a
that,
mystery we need to get to the bottom of.
And I think if there's anyone who might be able to understand what is going on in terms of if there is something arcane going on, obviously you're the best person to try and help me work out what this is.
Yeah, Nate, from his description, if I roll an arcane check, would I know anything about it, or do I have an inkling?
What are you looking for? What are you trying to judge in particular?
I'm trying to...
What's happening to him, or what he saw?
What's happening to him? So I think, like, from my studies, if I know of any kind of, like, arcana that can kind of produce these effects, so to speak.
Give me an arcana roll, then.
It's a 12 plus 5, 17.
Okay. You've not come across this in the wild, so to speak. This is not something that you've seen happen before, but you actually think that Dweezil's fairly on the money. You would agree that given that Dweezil has some control over what he can do, and given that Dweezil is being taken back to the same thing, and there's more to it than just a dream. Yeah, you'd think that probably what he says is the closest approximation to it, that it is some sort of transport of the soul or consciousness to another place. Where that is, why that is, you probably don't know. That you'd probably think that there are a multitude of reasons, whether that's something that he's doing himself, self-projection, or whether that's something that someone else is doing to him, or the circumstances of everything. You can't put your finger on that, but you just know that what he suggests is probably certainly the symptoms of what is happening.
So I know it's possible, and this is the probability that that's what's happening. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not happened to you, and you've not seen it, and it's definitely different to what you experienced, which was false memory. But you've read about this and seen that how other people have talked about similar things happening to them. But you also know that it's such a wild range of magic that it could be for a number of reasons and done by a number of different ways. So you can at least narrow what's happening down, but the reasons of why it's happening and what it is he's seeing, those are still mysteries to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Greg's gonna agree then to bunk up with him next time that we kind of stay somewhere, see if they can get to the bottom of this mystery.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, Greg.
Oh, my pleasure. Anything to help a friend.
Okay, camp is broken down, and you set back off on the long road, heading north. It's not long before the Lurkwood starts, encroaching upon you again. The closer you get to it, the more you can hear the noises of the animals that dwell within, and the creaking of the trees and things like that. And you just get like this ominous feeling coming from it. It doesn't feel like a particularly inviting place that you wish to go into. But you travel on for the day, and things are, you see a few people on the road. Bearing in mind you've travelled for 10 days in isolation, really. I don't think you came across after you left Irel and Tarhan. Don't think you've seen anyone alive since then. But you see a few people, a few travellers, a few families, various assortment of different people coming to and from. Like some race past you, some coming from the north. And it's a welcome sight. You didn't think that you'd missed the sight of people so much, but it's definitely helped you reacclimatise. You eventually start seeing off into the distance this large structure. You can't see too much detail at the moment, but you can see that there's big stone walls far ahead of you. And as you get closer and closer, Harshnag turns to you all and says, as I have said to you in the past, given everything that is happening with the giants right now, and given the trouble we are making, perhaps my presence here is unwelcome. This is your task, after all, and I do not wish for you to be impeded by my presence. Perhaps I will, as I did with Rivermoot, I will hang back. I will wait for you to the east, to the west, and perhaps when you are ready to continue and you have dealt with what you need to deal with, you come and find Harshnag and we tread on. Yes.
Are you not known here, Harshnag? We're not too. We are quite a long way from Waterdeep, aren't we?
Yes, it is possible the story of Harshnag the Grim has spread to the north, but I suspect even a kindly giant such as myself is not going to be welcome in all places. And given that I understand you have a specific task here, I would rather not bring any additional difficulty to you.
Probably as well give some if you wait outside, then that creates some NPC character voice space for additional social interactions within Xantharl's keep. So
this is true, although Harshnag can always be silent whenever Harshnag needs to be silent. This is not always needed to be
not thinking so much about Harshnag. I'm thinking more about Nathan. But,
yes, of course, this is sort of what I am alluding to. Anyway, unless you feel it is imperative I come in, I would rather that you go ahead, just in case. We do not know what you are walking into.
Speaking of not knowing what we're walking into, can anyone remember why we were coming to Xantharl's Keep?
Okay, I was actually going to touch on this. Yeah, I mean, do you remember anything about why we're coming to Xantharl's
We're
Keep?
looking for the glaives.
But isn't the glaive in Neverwinter, isn't it?
The glaive's in Neverwinter.
Neverwinter with Harthos.
Yeah.
Is
Nathaniel,
although
there's a bounty, isn't there, or something?
That's correct.
Yeah, I was going to say
1 point to Sam. I can run through it. You would remember that you were sent here by Narth all the way back in Tribal, which was so long ago now. You were sent here by Narth.
You should have just gone north.
Yeah, Narth for north. Yeah.
I was meaning just because it's more direct.
Yeah, but then you would have missed the other bits. But anyway, he told you that he had heard from one of his trading friends, one of his merchant friends, that there was a brigand here by the name of Rufflecopter, just to remind everyone. And there was a bounty on his head. There was a bounty on his head for 5,000 gold pieces. Nothing to be sniffed at, of course. And he was wanted in, of all places, Neverwinter. Gasp! Shock horror. He was wanted in Neverwinter, and so you basically took the view that, well, if you're up this way, why not bring a man to justice?
Right, as well.
Yes, now I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know why you said that in a weird voice, but okay.
How big a place does it seem to be?
As you get closer and closer, you can see that this is quite a large settlement. This is by no means the size of, for example, by no means a tribe or a Yartar or anything stupid like that. This is actually a lot closer in terms of size to something like a Calling Horns. If you'd like to go to the map on Thingamajig, on Roll20, you will see that I've now placed you in Xantharl's Keep. Obviously, we'll deal with the inside for the time being, but as you're approaching, you can see that there's these giant walls, these 40-foot walls leading certainly directly in front of you, but you assume that this extends around the entire settlement. But despite not just the size of these walls, in particular, there's lots of battlements, there's lots of artillery on these battlements. There's a couple of guards at the gates who are looking quite mean-spirited compared to some of the other guards you've come across in the past. And not only that, but next to them, or certainly next to the entrance, on spikes, you can see an arrangement of heads. There's a few goblins and orcs, but the one that draws your eye most is a very large head that has red hair. It is of a giant size. It is of that sort of size, and it is gruesomely, it's clearly taken a lot of damage. It is a female head.
Oh my god! Is
it Greg's mate?
Roll me a history.
Who?
Any of you? Anyone that wants to?
This is me all day. All day.
It's the one that Greg let go,
mine
wasn't
was
it?
pretty low. Yeah, the one that
9.
you fucked me over for.
I got a 17 before I add anything to it, and my history is pretty good. It's plus 5.
That's enough.
23.
That's enough. You don't get too close to it yet, but even from this distance, you don't think it's Ildamen.
That's a shame.
You look 10 feet to the left, and there's another.
Yeah, you don't think it's Ildamen, but the sight of these is quite intimidating and imposing, and you don't know why they're on these spikes, but they're there.
I look at Greg and go, "Do you reckon we could get away with taking that back to Gelrin?"
I was wondering what kind of giant it is. Let's see if we've already had it or not.
Need.
Yeah.
Any shinies?
We'll ask if they do swaps.
Do you have any heads? I think you've got a stone giant head.
We've got the stone
and
giant.
a frost.
And a hill
We
giant.
got a frost from that battle, didn't we?
We haven't got a hill
Yeah.
because we weren't collecting hill giant. We weren't collecting heads when we killed the hill giants.
Okay. So we've got frost and stone. Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
You certainly don't have a fire.
And this looks like it's a fire one, right?
Sam's finally making notes, and it's about fireheads that he's...
I got a book full of fucking
Hang on.
notes.
I think we might have a firehead because
You went? Did you go north to get one after? Because it was Gelrin who asked for them.
yeah,
And obviously
I'm
you
sure we
had
got
killed
because it was
one.
immediately after. The body would have still been there.
I've got.
You certainly joked about it. Whether or not you actually did it, you certainly joked. Oh, just by the way,
did.
I've got 6 things for Gelrin's armor: hill, fire, stone, frost, storm, and cloud. And I'd ticked off fire, so I'm assuming that means that we presented him with a fire giant's head.
Oh, look at that. We're halfway through.
Right, what we got? What we got? Frost, stone, fire. What are we missing? Cloud.
Where did we get frost from?
Frost giant
Frost
we
was,
picked up on the battlefield.
Oh yes, we just
Yeah.
stole
Very
the dead
recently.
and we killed the stone giant
What
outside.
ones are we missing? Just so I can scribble them down.
Cloud,
hill,
and
hill,
lightning.
cloud, and storm.
Yeah.
One of the easiest, 2 of the hardest. Lovely.
Also, cloud giants are usually good aligned. So if you're going to take off one of their head,
1 from the top, 2 from the bottom.
Do you know what? Gelrin won't have a clue anyway.
Yeah.
It's all
How's he
gone
going to
to-
know?
It's all
How's he
gone to
gonna
his head since he got mentioned in the D&D movie. He's just he's not in the same.
another little bit of information I forgot to mention when you were talking about the Narth was you knew that you were told that he'd been spotted. This Rufflecopter, he'd been spotted working as a stable hand. So you had an idea of where to at least look for him.
I mean, I feel like we've obviously out of character explained that that's why we're here, but I feel like we've not made mention of it in character for a very long time.
Well, we have been walking to Mirabar, so
okay.
I think are we heading to Mirabar? Is that where we're trying to end up?
No, we're going. This is where we're going.
Here, then Neverwinter.
This is where this is where this task is.
Yeah.
Neverwinter appears to also be on your radar, which we will talk about the travel to Neverwinter when the time comes.
Oh, we've got fast travel here. Don't you worry about that.
Well, that's what I was alluding to. But you have this to deal with.
Right.
Okay.
So where are we on this map? Are we at the gates?
You're at the gates. Yeah, you're slowly approaching the gates, presumably on horseback.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Are the gates open?
The gates are not open, and there are two guards.
I
stood
love
there.
a guard.
Go on,
I
Quinch.
love a Nate guard.
And,
Let's get some names and some accents going.
Gentleman and gentle lady, how are you both?
we're both males, but yes, how are you?
Oh, sorry, it's your long hair distracted me. It's very golden. Do you use banana oil?
I do. This is how are you guessing this? Have you been to Xantharl's Keep before?
No, it's a common. I was about to say it's a common occurrence in a place of Dweezil and I visited. It was Grevrin Seed.
Grevrin Seed, yes.
Oh, right. Oh, I was going to say I wasn't sure how long ago that was. Anyway, are we permitted to come into Xantharl's Keep?
You don't want to talk about my hair anymore, no?
Oh, sorry.
You seem to start the conversation and to deflect to something else.
No, sorry. No, I'm not deflecting. How much do you use?
Just a small amount. I get it imported from Grevrin Seed, but I get a monthly subscription box.
It looks amazing. Is that like a small wooden crate?
Yes, it's one gold piece. Would you like the details? Would you like the address?
If you could, yeah. Have you got a referral code?
Yes, it's
Desire 10.
It's Silky Nana 20.
Nano, name close to my heart, I suspect. Anyway, it's doing wonders for you. It's bringing out your
Thank you
cheeks
very
as
much.
well.
Sorry, I'm now going to move on from the conversation. Why is it you're here today?
We are travellers, weary and tired. We'd like to have some rest in one of your local...
Quinch. Get names.
Oh, how rude of me. I do apologise. What is your name, Banana Hair?
Yes, my name is Eric Bobberts.
Eric Bobbert's a fine name for a guard. And what's your colleague called?
That's James Bobberts.
Are you related?
No, I didn't. We seem to get asked this all the time, but I don't understand why that's the case. As you can see, we look completely different. And when you look across, the other guy is a tiefling, and this guy's a human.
Also has silky hair.
Banana Man. Was that intentional?
Eric was, yeah.
Is that intentional, or was that just coincidence?
Yeah, no, that was intentional.
Nice.
I
couldn't remember his surname. I couldn't remember his surname, and B, I didn't want to infringe on any IP law.
Yeah, because I bet they keep that up to date.
Quinch puts his hands behind his back and holds them gently.
So did I say they were Eric and James?
I can't remember that. I've written down one of them, Eric Bobbarts.
Eric and James, yes.
Anyway, you wish to enter the keep, yes?
Yes, please.
Okie dokie. I must just ask, we are asking everybody who is coming into the keep, as you can imagine, and he points across to the spikes. As you can imagine, things are quite tense at the moment. We have been attacked not too long ago by a giant and some of their filthy underlings. Have you come across any giants in your journey?
Dweezil, sorry, this. Could you come and speak to this gentleman, please?
Yep. Sorry, what's the problem?
Hello there, sir. My name's Eric. This is my unrelated friend James. We are just asking you and your party whether you have come across any giants in your travels.
Yep. Killed loads of them.
Oh, you've killed some, have you?
Yep. Giant slayers. Sort of our line of work. We're in the giant slaying business.
Would I have heard of you? Do you have any sort of credentials that I would?
Yeah.
But we're not looking to hire you by any means, because as you can see, we have already taken care of said giant problem. I was just curious as a fan of giant killers.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you wouldn't be able to afford us. We're known as the circus. We're quite well known in these parts.
No, the circus.
Yeah.
I have heard the name.
I think we've got a CV in our bag of holding.
Yeah.
Possibly a couple of copies.
And a vase.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm able to reach in and pull out a giant's head.
No, we have to upend the bag to
that
into
wouldn't
the contents.
that wouldn't be worth it.
No.
Great idea though.
I will take your word for it. I don't believe why. I don't understand why anyone would lie about killing giants. It's why would you want to talk yourself up like that? But anyway, I was just checking that you that whether or not you've seen any in recent travels that you haven't seen any heading towards town or anything of that like.
No, we saw all the way back at somewhere else. As Zamorthen Hall, we came across some giants, and we came across a plethora of dead giants, but many days ride away. We believe that they'd probably been having a bit of a set to with the barbarians of the Lurkwood.
Can you roll me a deception at advantage, please?
What's he lying about?
About Harshnag, innit?
Oh.
Right, let me just...
Harshnag's in a bush, just
he
like...
deceived me.
Dweezil, don't tell him about me.
You know how, like, sometimes two people will disguise themselves in a big jacket as one person? Can we do that with Harshnag, but disguise him as two people? Like, just put, like, a giant...
Just draw two legs
Yeah.
on his tummy.
Yeah. Just draw a head in the middle and just pretend it's two people.
He starts flexing his tummy.
We just put a suit on him where an alien's carrying him.
Oh, nice. I like it. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
Anytime today, Stuart.
15.
Advantage? Wow.
Yeah, well, I rolled a 6 and a 7.
All right.
But I treat anything lower than a 10 as a 10.
Oh, nice. Anyway, that is sufficient enough to. Well, that's wonderful to hear. Whilst we are able to take care of ourselves, it's also good to know that there's none on their way here. Anyway, please enter Xantharl's keep, and we try to keep ourselves to ourselves, but please enjoy what we have to offer. If you're looking to stay, then you may wish to head on over to the Falling Orc. Our local inn.
Yeah.
And hopefully Zestra can...
Zestra?
Our Zastra.
Okay.
Our Zestra can sort you out.
I'm sure she can. James, sorry, James.
I'm Eric. Sorry, I'm Eric. This James is over there.
I was just addressing James.
Sorry,
then,
you
just,
probably...
just spread the conversation around. What have you... So you've had some bother recently then with fire giants?
Yes, a few days ago we got attacked by a fire giant and a few, as you can see, some goblins and orcs and whatever. We managed to kill a few. A few went running for the Lurkwood, but yes, we're not too concerned about a few goblins. We certainly can take care of them if they came returning.
Odd though, isn't it, that giants and orcs, fire giants and orcs, and I'm kind of just saying that out loud for everyone. Right, so you say there's an inn called the Falling Orc.
Yes, the Falling Orc, which is, and he points up, and it's quite ironic when you think about it, doesn't it, sir?
I wonder why he's falling. Maybe he's like standing on something unsteady and to try and appear taller than he, and has like lost his footing.
Well, perhaps when you get to the inn, you can take a look at the sign and you can describe what it looks like. Perhaps.
Yeah, great idea.
James turns to the gate and he knocks on it, and the doors open inward, and you have the sight of Xantharl's keep in front of you.
Thank you so much for listening to Dice and Desire. If you were...
Hello.
Quinch, what are you doing here?
I thought I'd help out with the promo.
No, Quint, no, come on. You're just going to talk about random place names that don't exist.
No, I wasn't. I was going to talk to you about my adventures in Valaquanth, the very best that the Tendering Meadows has to offer.
God, if you have to be here, at least read this out.
Okay, what have we got here? Leave us a review on Apple or Podchaser.
Oh, yeah, it was fine. It's pronounced Apple, but that was fine. Now read this bit.
You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Just search Dice and Desire.
I'm actually very surprised that was all pronounced correctly. Thanks, Quinch. Thank you guys for listening. Do exactly as Quinch said and help us out in those various ways. And we look forward to sharing another episode with you very soon.
Hey, cool people. Do you like mead, magic, and long walks in the icy tundra? Ever wonder what your sled dogs are thinking about? Why not cap off your night with a frosty tabletop adventure?
You will come to love my beef cliff.
You're at the common room. Go to your room.
Excuse us.
Excuse me, Dogcliff. What's your favourite food?
Sausages, probably.
No, you look like a strong lot, but I've got more friends than you. Carnelian's like shortened on the ground and he's standing on top of the table.
You know what you have to
He
do.
doesn't know what you have to do. Carnelian stabs him in the butt.
What did he say?
He likes sausages.
Oh my god, me too.
Alright, I'll sit beside Word and start carving his rod.
Oh my god. Sveta, my rod's nearing completion by the looks of things.
Unless the four of you can stop them.
Well, grab your Ugg boots and join Reflex Save every Wednesday on your favourite podcast platform.